Black trans lives matter.
Black trans lives matter.
Black trans lives matter.
We're triplets.
Why'd you have to say it like that?
Sandra and I really wanted to create a mural so that the event has a long-lasting impact. Cleo, Alexis, Tony, and Bree. Those are the names of the 4 people who are being depicted on the wall. All Black trans people who were murdered for just being their authentic self.
These people were just murdered for just being themselves. Are we sure about that? Somebody could have died, right? Because they were shooting up the block and there happened to be a Black trans person there or a trans person there, and they say they killed that person just because they were trans. It's a shame the person shouldn't have died, but it is not because they were trans. What about the babies? A lot of babies get murdered because somebody just was letting off lead injections into the air.
Hello, beautiful lady.
Hi.
She's the sexy version of us.
Sexy.
Oh my God. Hello.
So this is a man. This is not a lady. In this episode, it's a 2-part episode. Sandra has something supposedly special going on with this man. This man still has his male genitalia, okay? And he makes a comment earlier in this episode where he says he doesn't like to date men that have smaller ones than him because then it makes him feel not as feminine. Meanwhile, Sandra's trying to get comfortable with the fact of dating a man who presents as a woman, who cross-dresses as a woman but still has a penis. He's trying to get comfortable with that in order to be with a trans person because he's saying that he wants to be so much of an ally. He has to have this person in his life as a girlfriend, which will never be, okay? But he basically says, like, I don't like people who have small ones. And Sandra's looking at this big guy and he's like, I know mine is smaller than yours. Like,
you know, here's a man where his death was caught on camera too. But the second that people realized that it was a trans Black man, it became less important. It wasn't as significant to march for.
so you see what happened there, okay? Right here, you know, for the Black Marxists who identify with all of this, who want to be a part of this, with the new woke, right? There you go. There's the comparison right there. They don't care about us. They just care about Black heterosexual regular people, but they don't care about us. Okay, so we are now the oppressors. We are not overcoming anything. We are oppressors.
I want to make sure that we get everything done before people start arriving.
Sander, sadly, he has built his whole life around jazz. He is begging for attention from his mother. I noticed the other twin, it seems like in the episodes, doesn't get as much as involved as Sander. And when you look at Sander's room, it's still childlike. He still lives with his parents, which is perfectly fine, but the room is very childlike. These kids, but Sander and Jazz, they are stunted in this child actors, child pageantry kind of stage.
Next up is Alexis Braxton, who was murdered.
Kimmy Icon, Black transgender woman killed in Miami. The rate of violence against Black transgender women so far this year is devastating. Kimmy was a treasured member to her community and did not deserve to have her life cut short. All right, so now when we must speak up, all that to affirm that Black trans lives matter, because we're always looking for humans to affirm our existence. But when you look, not much is currently known about the circumstances surrounding Alexis's death. It's not cool. It's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Alexis might have just been standing there and got caught in a crossfire. You know, it's not cool to keep doing this. I don't like this at all. I don't. And it's just like how when Gabrielle Union told you that dumb stuff, talking about, oh, you know, in this country, Black trans people are hunted and murdered. She said they are hunted. Like people go out looking for these. No, they probably was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't mean to simplify it so much as if I don't care. It's not that. I don't think that people should lose their lives senselessly, but we will not change the narratives just to get attention for some sort of victimhood. I don't like it when it's done at any point. You know, when you hear, but now they can't even use that. Oh, unarmed Black men are dying. They're done with that. They're done with that. It is now the Black trans. Okay. So sit back, Black folk who bought into the Marxist ideology because they waved white man in front of you. And so then you happily took to it. You took to it without asking questions. Of course, not everybody. And of course, some of us were there and then we let go because we realized that something's not adding up here. Okay. Anyway, right? But sit back because you've overcame, they said. Now is for the Black trans. All right. Keep it locked right here, guys, where we keep with the inconvenient truth.